General Hospital spoilers reveal that Alexis is slowly realizing she can't keep running from her past. No matter how hard she tries, the haunting memories still cling to her, forcing her to face things she once wanted to forget forever. This time, the old memories aren't just returning, they're turning into a dangerous storm that could pull her into a new spiral where everything could change completely. Sidwell is a dangerous man, a master at manipulating others, and Alexis knows that everything he does is with a purpose. He is not the kind of person to make meaningless suggestions. Everything is calculated, step by step, to lure people into the trap he has set. And now, he sees an opportunity in Alexis, a benefit that could give him the power he desires. Sidwell's offer is not just a financial agreement or a typical exchange of power. He doesn't just want Alexis to return to Wyndemere, he wants her to become part of that world once again. He has seen the potential in her relationship with the Cassadine family, and he knows that if he controls Alexis, he can control much more. Wyndemere Castle is not just an old building on an isolated island. It symbolizes power, secrets, and conspiracies built over generations. While the Cassadines may have lost much of their influence, what remains is still valuable. Sidwell wants to obtain it, and he believes Alexis is the key to unlocking the door to true power. But Alexis can feel the danger hidden behind this offer. This is not an ordinary invitation, it's a temptation, a trap that she might never escape from once she steps into it. She once stood outside the Cassadine world, thinking she could shake it off and build a new life. But Sidwell is trying to pull her back in, and this time, there might be no way out. Sidwell is not a patient man. He can create situations where Alexis has no choice but to accept his offer. He could find ways to drown her in legal troubles or manipulate her in ways she didn't expect. Once he wants something, he will do whatever it takes to get it. Alexis knows she must be careful, but she can't ignore this offer. If Sidwell really wants her back at Wyndemere, perhaps he's discovered something, a secret she never knew, or a conspiracy he wants her to be part of. And if he is more connected to the Cassadines than he lets on, this could be a real nightmare for her. This story is not just about an invitation, it's about survival. If Alexis steps into Wyndemere, what will she face? If she refuses, can she stop Sidwell, or will he find another way to pull her into his plan? One thing is certain, she can't run away forever. Sidwell is playing a dangerous game, and Alexis is right in the center of it. Will she find a way to escape this trap, or will she be pulled into a fight she can't control? Sidwell's offer may be an opportunity, but it could also be a declaration of war. And once she makes her decision, there will be no turning back. Alexis is determined to regain control of Wyndemere, not just to reclaim what belongs to her but also to end Sidwell's influence over the island and the secrets hidden within it. However, this battle is far from simple. As she steps into a fight with Sidwell, she quickly realizes that this is not just a battle over ownership, it's a dangerous psychological confrontation. Sidwell is not backing down from Alexis's intentions. Instead of confronting her head-on, he's using a different tactic. He begins to exploit her influence, looking for ways to use her position and connections to achieve his own goals. Sidwell knows that Alexis holds a special place in Sunny's world and the people around him. Even though she's tried to distance herself from the underworld, she still has influence over crucial decisions. And that's what Sidwell wants to exploit. But it's not just Sunny, Sidwell has another pawn in his hand, Rick. Alexis's half-brother, Rick, has a complicated past with Sunny, and now Sidwell sees an opportunity to use their complicated relationship as a weapon. He wants Alexis to manipulate Rick, to get him to act in ways that benefit him. But Rick is not easily manipulated, and Alexis knows that if she follows Sidwell's plan, she could be dragged into a far more dangerous conspiracy than she realizes. Sidwell's manipulation doesn't stop there. He's also trying to influence Sunny, and he knows that Alexis could be the key to making that happen. If he can manipulate her, he can put Sunny in a tough situation, forcing him to make decisions that could completely shift the power balance in Port Charles. But Alexis is not one to be controlled easily. She realizes she's being pushed into a dangerous whirlpool where every choice could lead to severe consequences. If she gives in, she could lose her freedom and become a puppet in Sidwell's hands. But if she resists him, she'll have to face consequences she may not be able to control. This story is not just about owning Wyndemere, it's about the power struggle between Alexis and Sidwell, about how he's trying to force her into a position she can't escape. One of her greatest fears is rising, the fear of being manipulated, of being controlled by someone more dangerous than anyone she's ever faced. The tension is rising day by day. Sidwell holds too many advantages, but Alexis is not ready to give up. She knows that in order to regain control, she must find Sidwell's weakness before he can truly control her. But does she have enough time to do so? Or will she be pulled into a vortex she can't escape from? A new obsession is building, and once it erupts, no one can predict the outcome of this battle. An unimaginable shock is shaking Port Charles as the truth about Sidwell is finally revealed. He is not just a stranger simply wanting to take over Wyndemere, but in fact, he is a mysterious member of the Cassadine family. The entire town is stunned by this news, because if it's true, the power Sidwell holds is not just about assets or business tricks. It is a historical declaration, a statement that he has a right to reclaim what was once his. This truth changes everything. The Cassadine family is notorious, with generations of power and ruthlessness, but also full of secrets and internal conflicts. People like Alexis Davis, Valentine Cassadine, or even Nicholas Cassadine, if he were alive, will have to face the truth that they are not the only ones entitled to inherit this legacy. If Sidwell is truly a Cassadine, it means he has a right to Wyndemere, to the family's legacy, and most importantly, to the future of the Cassadine dynasty. But Sidwell does not just want to be recognized as a Cassadine, he wants to have full control over this legacy. He is not a passive heir watching things unfold around him without taking action. On the contrary, he is a dangerous strategist, someone who understands that power doesn't just come from titles but from bold moves. He is truly erupting, ready to take any necessary action to ensure that the Cassadine family is placed in the position of power that he believes it deserves. Sidwell's emergence as a potential Cassadine threatens to upset everything. Valentine once thought he was the only one entitled to control Wyndemere, but now, he faces a new challenger, someone who may have more inheritance rights than him. Alexis, who has tried to escape the shadow of the Cassadine family, may now be drawn into a battle she never wanted. If Sidwell truly has Cassadine blood, can she continue to deny her heritage? But what's even more frightening than legal disputes or titles is Sidwell's ambition. He does not just want to be part of the Cassadine family, he wants to reshape the entire family. He wants to restore the family's position in his own way, no matter what that means in terms of eliminating those who stand in his way. And with his ruthlessness proven through past actions, no one can predict what he will do to achieve his goals. Sidwell's pursuit of the Cassadine legacy is not just idle talk, it's a bigger plan, a long-term strategy that could change the dynamics of Port Charles. He knows that to solidify his power, he doesn't just need to control the assets but also those who have influence around the Cassadine family. And that's when he starts to set his sights on Alexis Davis. Sidwell understands that Alexis is no longer a traditional Cassadine. She has tried to escape her family's legacy and live a life untethered by the past. But with everything that's happening, she can no longer stand on the sidelines. Sidwell wants to use her influence to achieve his own goals. He knows that Alexis can affect key figures, especially Rick and Sonny. Rick, who once had a complicated relationship with Alexis, also has a past full of conflicts with Sonny. If Sidwell can manipulate Alexis to influence Rick, he could set off a chain of events that might ultimately shake Sonny's dominance in the underground world. Sonny has faced many enemies, but Sidwell is not a typical player. He is a strategist, someone who knows how to make others fight for him without getting his own hands dirty. Things are escalating in an uncontrollable direction. The Cassadines have always been a family full of internal battles, but this time, the fight isn't just about wealth or fame, it's about determining who is truly worthy of holding the fate of the Cassadine dynasty. And with Sidwell willing to go further than anyone to protect what he believes is his, everything may explode in a way no one can foresee. Alexis may try to hold her ground, but can she truly escape this whirlwind as Sidwell is using the Cassadine identity to manipulate everything? She has spent her life trying to live differently from her family's legacy, but now, she may have no choice but to step into the battle to protect herself. The relationship between Sidwell, Alexis, Sunny, and Rick is becoming a dangerous knot. Once Sidwell starts to act, no one can predict what will happen next. Does Sidwell truly want to restore the glory of the Cassadines, or is this just a plan to manipulate the most important people so he can control everything? One thing is certain, the days ahead in Port Charles will not be peaceful. As Sidwell steps out of the shadows and claims his inheritance, all those involved with the Cassadines will be drawn into a new battle, a battle not just about money and assets, but about power, loyalty, and survival. And when this storm truly erupts, no one will be able to stand aside. The shocking truth is slowly being revealed, shaking the very foundation of the Cassadine family and leading to a series of unforeseeable consequences. Sidwell is actually Valentine's biological father, not Victor as everyone had believed for so long. This is not just a family secret, it is a shock that could completely alter the power dynamics in Port Charles. Valentine has long had to live in the shadow of Victor, always believing himself to be an unwanted child, a neglected heir who had to prove his worth before a family filled with conspiracies, betrayals, and ambition. But now, everything has changed. It turns out that Valentine is not a product of pure Cassadine blood as he once thought. He is the son of Sidwell, a man as powerful, ruthless, and dangerous as Victor. Sidwell, who has always been an enigmatic figure with unpredictable motives, now has reason to step out of the shadows. He not only wants to reclaim the position he believes is rightfully his but also wants to take the son he never had the chance to raise. But Sidwell is not the type of man who will approach Valentine just to make up for lost years. He has a clear goal, to use their father-son relationship to overthrow their common enemy, Jack Brennan. Brennan is not only a dangerous manipulator, but he is also the one who has destroyed the lives of both Sidwell and Valentine in different ways. He is an uncontrollable force, someone who knows how to manipulate everything to his own advantage and is willing to eliminate anyone who stands in his way. But this time, perhaps Brennan has gone too far. Sidwell and Valentine may have had their separate paths, but now they have one thing in common, they both have reasons to want to destroy Brennan. But the truth about Sidwell's identity doesn't only affect Valentine, it also strongly impacts Alexis Davis, who was once a Cassadine but has spent her life trying to escape the darkness of this family. Alexis may never have seen herself as truly part of the Cassadine family, but she still has undeniable connections to those within it. And now, her actions, whether intentional or not, have helped bring Sidwell closer to the truth about Valentine, and she realizes that she may have triggered a series of irreversible events. But will the cooperation between Sidwell and Valentine truly be solid? Can Valentine trust a father he never knew? Does Sidwell truly want to be Valentine's father, or is he simply using this relationship to achieve his own power-driven goals? Valentine himself is torn. He has spent his life seeking recognition, searching for a place in the Cassadine world but never truly feeling like he belonged. And now, when he finally has answers about his origins, can he accept them? Sidwell is playing a dangerous game, and he knows that if he gets Valentine on his side, he will have an incredibly powerful ally. But if Valentine resists, if he chooses not to follow the path Sidwell has laid out, it could lead to an inevitable confrontation between father and son. And while all this is happening, Brennan is not sitting idle. He may have predicted this, and he may have already prepared a counterattack. Because if there is one thing certain about Brennan, it is that he never allows anyone to threaten his position without fighting to the end. This story is no longer just about the Cassadines, inheritance, or identity, it's a fight for survival. Sidwell is rising, Valentine is confronting a truth that will change his life completely, and Brennan is ready to fight back. And Alexis? She knows that she has entered a battle far bigger than she ever imagined. Will she help Valentine find the right path, or will she be swept into this power struggle in a way she cannot control? One thing is certain, when everything explodes, Port Charles will never be the same. Sidwell and Valentine may cooperate to bring down Brennan, but what then? Will they continue to stand together, or will they soon become new enemies? And most importantly, can Alexis escape the whirlpool of events that she unknowingly helped create? The truth has been revealed, but the battle has only just begun. And when this storm truly erupts, no one can stay out of the fight.